Welcome back to my channel, Gemini. Much love and thanks out to my existing subscribers and to all those that are new to my channel. I always appreciate your support and your time. This is a reading for Gemini Career Money Finance, February 1st to the 14th of 2021. So first off, just a quick reminder that these are general readings and it can't speak to all Geminis. Simply because you're all at different stages of your life with your own unique situations. So there will be variances on the time. You won't all be sharing the same life story, so whatever currents are present will interplay at different spaces over the coming months. So please allow for flexibility on the time frames. So the first card out for the beginning of February speaks to your industrious nature with the Eight of Pentacles. You're just working hard, you're putting in the work to maintain the status quo, you know what it takes to keep moving forward, and you're putting in the effort. So success has to be earned, and there is an element highlighting an important connection with the Page of Cups and the Two of Cups. So with the Page of Cups, this speaks to me that there is some good news that will be coming in for you, likely within the first couple of weeks. And I feel for some of you, this could be also a time of advancement, but it might be advancement around someone who is an alliance or a very central person in your life, or some kind of unique bond that you have with someone here with the Two of Cups. Could even speak to some kind of a contractual agreement as well. So again, I feel it could be a time of advancement in the first couple of weeks, or in your position, or it's a strong connection or a contract that's being considered or entered into. So the good news with the Page of Cups and with the Two of Cups, certainly these are balanced cards. So I feel for the most part, for those first 2 weeks, you're definitely stable and balanced in terms of your finances. I also feel in the first 2 weeks that those that are entrepreneurial will be entering into a partnership that will be a strong alliance, as it's also followed by the Victory card. Although I will say, in all honesty, I did move the Victory card, which was the Six of Wands, a little further back just to cluster it with some of the other cards, simply because it was sort of the same story that was really being told there. But I should mention, with the Two of Cups, there is a sense of you completing something. So I feel that there's some kind of achievement that is happening here in that first 2 weeks, meaning you're coming up to some kind of end of a project of some sort. Certainly you might be a little defensive or secretive here with the Nine of Wands, but I still feel like there's a lot of energy behind it. There was a fair amount of wands coming through, but there's also a fair amount of cups coming through, and certainly there is a lot of cards of swords as well, but for me it was the cups and the wands that seemed to be most prevalent for the first 2 weeks. So even though, as I say, with the 9, there's still action being taken, there's still movement that's occurring here in the first 2 weeks for you finishing up and completing this project. You're not maybe quite there, but you're fairly close to finishing whatever it is. And certainly when it's followed by the Abundance card or the Empress card, this is an idea that, or an aha moment, or something that is going to lead to a very secure position for you down the road. I don't feel it's all happening in the month of February, even though there was a Ten of Pentacles card that comes out as well. But just to stay on track here, so again, I feel like there's, again, a very strong partnership or strong alliance, or something that is in contractual agreement that is at the forefront here. This could represent a Libra energy that's coming through, because it also comes through with the Queen of Swords, and you also come through in your reading as well. So, but I don't feel it's about confidence so much as it is about focus and clarity for you. But with the Queen of Swords as well as the Abundance card here, I do feel for a lot of you this is about just a lot of creative energy that's in the works here, and especially with that Nine of Wands, I just feel you're nearing its completion with that combination so close together. So again, with the Tower card, there's also a Storm Warning card that comes up in the Oracle cards, but so again, the moment is there, but with the Tower card, I feel like it's more of a positive. I feel like this is actually coming in with that aha moment with the Abundance card. Maybe there's an idea of some sort that all of a sudden springs you to action, and you start writing, or a musical piece that triggers the idea, to to bring something to a conclusion that you might have been writing or playing. So either way, whatever this creative project is, I feel with the Tower moment and with the Page of Cups, with the good news that's coming through in the first couple of weeks. And again, for some of you, it might be a residual into the latter part of the month, and for others, it might just even play out a little further into March. But the energy of February begins or starts around the idea of stability is there, but it seems to be a time of push and pull is what I was getting from your emotional state for the most part. I feel like you are dealing with a lot of anxiety, and there's definitely some stressors coming up there. But with the Tower moment, this one feels like it's positive. It feels like it's a surprise element to something that you didn't expect. And again, that maybe is an idea that's come through and you're like, that's where I needed to go with that. Or as I say, it's good news, maybe even related to a financial situation or the contractual agreement, or even with this deeper partnership or union that was a little surprising. Maybe it was something along that line, because your connections to people seems to be pretty strong for the month of February. So maybe you're taking a partnership into a bit of a deeper union or better understanding. There's clarity or something that's coming through. So some important alliance anyway. With the sun card, and again, right after the Tower moment, I feel that this is, again, it's a positive Tower. So again, this is about some kind of, and as well, it was clarified by the Sun and the Empress. So and with the Nine of Wands. So I really feel, again, it's completion about a creative works, but you're in a really strong position of stability and reaching some success, or at the very least, successful completions where you've achieved something in the first couple of weeks that's setting you up to go forward. So something regarding your career is showing signs that it's ready to move into the next phase of development. But again, with that Tower moment, I just feel like it's a little bit of a surprise, but it's a happy surprise. So again, it could be a moment of an idea that's come through for you. But either way, it is allowing you to move forward here with the Eight of Cups. So you're not stuck by any stretch. So the next cards out were the Two of Pentacles. Now, I've merged two of my Rider-Waite decks. So the Two of Pentacles came up a couple of times here. And to me, this really does speak to there being an issue about practical matters needing to be balanced. So I feel that maybe you've taken on a few too many projects and you're trying to either balance that out, or maybe there is something on the money front that you are trying to balance out as well. I still don't feel that it really throws you off to any great extent. I just feel like you're just having to juggle practical matters, money, that kind of thing falls into the same category, to be able to get through that first 2 weeks of the month. And again, for some of you, it'll be a residual that goes a little further into February. This can also be a card that represents literary pursuits. So as well, I feel with the Two of Pentacles, this could be for you that you're juggling, different ideas as well with that Two of Pentacles. It's very closely connected to the Knight of Pentacles. So again, I feel like there is going to be some kind of a weight in terms of money. I feel like you're working on, for a lot of you, I feel that you're still working, and that this is actually some other additional project that's a little more long-term that you're trying to focus on. And that to me is what the Knight of Pentacles speaks to. It's a weight on money, but it is a slow-moving practical situation that you're moving toward that is allowing you to manifest it, but you're just moving in the direction of that thing you're manifesting is really what I want to say. But again, it's still going to be a victory here with the victory of the Six of Wands. And again, there was a progression. There was a 2, 3, 6 of Wands that were coming through. And there's also, some other cards with Pentacles that were increasing in number as well. So I feel like you're advancing and there is movement for sure. It's just maybe a little understated in the month of February, especially for the first 2 weeks. So that you are attaining some kind of conclusion towards something that you're finishing up. So again, maybe it's the end of a chapter, or it's the end of a book, or it's the end of a project, and you're starting to wrap up that one phase, getting ready to move on to the next. You're still balancing things out here with the Two of Pentacles. So practical matters still really at the forefront here. And again, even monies, you might be just juggling a little bit just to get through the first couple of weeks. With the Page of Swords, I mean, Page is still it could be a messenger for sure, and certainly it does speak to clarity to me. And I say that because it's clarifying, or at least it's so closely in conjunction with the devil energy. So I feel that there was a lot of energy, as I mentioned, that there was a bit of a push and a pull, and I feel that you were really struggling more on an internal front for the most part, for the month of February, I suspect, not just for the first 2 weeks, because the energy is still pretty strong here with a few of the cards in the second part of the week. But I do feel with that Page of Swords that you are getting some clarity. You're not afraid to challenge, some of these darker energies that you're dealing with. You do have the devil energy as well. So as I said, it is coming through with the World card. So there is a conclusion, or at least an ending of that negative cycle. But I feel like there is a couple of endings here for you. There is the World card, and then there's also a Death card of transformation that comes through. So I feel like it's on more than one front. I feel it's psychological. You're coming to some kind of revelation, which could also represent why the Tower was, close to the abundance. Maybe you're starting to see your value, your worth, or starting to see the way forward with this idea. But I feel with there's a Five of Wands that comes up. Five comes up a couple of times here, so there's a struggle again on a couple of different fronts. Personal and professional, I feel, is where they're both geared. So again, it looks like you have, you've accomplished something, you've mastered something in the first couple of weeks. But I still feel like there's a psychological issue of some sort that allowed you to do, or put you into some kind of a hermit mode in a life review with the Six of Cups, because these cards also come out here later on. And again, it's toward the second, maybe even trickling into the third week of February for you. So we'll go back to that one. But again, with the World card, it tells me that you're mastering something. There's a new beginning that's allowing you to further grow in this new direction with the Seven of Pentacles, which follows. So there is definitely growth. You've planted the seeds. You're ready to go. And again, you've accomplished a few things here in the first couple of weeks, but I feel like it's more on the, cerebral front here. It feels like one of them is more psychological. And again, just because I saw the Hermit come out, and we also had you doing some kind of a life review with the Six of Cups further in. The Knight of Cups is also, I feel it's a messenger and is an action. Knights are all about action. So I feel like it's happy news that's coming in again for you. And it is sort of something around something that you have manifested. It's something that you wanted to happen, or that you wanted to see, something open up. So in that first 2 weeks, I feel, as I say, with the manifestation card, with you've got the tools, you've got the resources. I don't feel that, I feel that you're equipped for getting something off the ground. You have the skills and the traits, and the resources are starting to open up here for you. And I just feel that if you needed to do further research and tweak down the road, that kind of thing, that, you're just ready right now to get things up and running. You're ready enough to get something up and running. You're seeing the way forward. And that comes up later with the Ace of Swords. So we also have the Three of Cups here. So I feel that your relationships, or your socialization, or your expansion, and how that relates to other people is really a focus for the month of February. So you might be doing more socializing on some level, or you might be just really enjoying your work. But I just feel overall that with the Three of Cups, there's some kind of supportive energy around you, and that could be again related to a union and that deeper bond, or that deeper partnership, or just some reason to celebrate that's in around socialization and expansion, because you do have a lot of cards of that opening up. And of course, with the Queen of Cups, this to me is also, you feeling a lot happier in, where you're headed with things. So I feel the Queen of Cups, it could speak to a person, but it does speak to stability as well, which is what I feel you're really aiming for in the month of February, and emotional security. And I feel more about it being about stability and emotional security, and feeling supported and protected, and also that you're intuitively guided. And you're making the right choices at this time for the month of February, or at least again for the first couple of weeks, which will likely trickle over for some of you. But again, that Three of Cups is you taking the time out to celebrate and, a job well done for yourself, and certainly real sense of teamwork, in what you're doing, and that there is some harmony in the relationships that are important to you, or that you're speaking to more people and expanding and making more emotional connections. But I feel that you've really endured some struggle, and there's been a lot of anxiety and delays and worries, just you being trapped, or wrapped up in your problems for a while here. But here's you doing the life review with the Six of Cups. Could also speak to a Libra energy or something, or a Pisces or a Gemini, or Aquarius coming through, that something related to the past there. But we also have the Nine of Swords, and I feel this is about you clearing the way. I do feel, as I say, you were going through some anxiety and delays and worries, and just wrapped up in your problems about maybe how to go forward. I feel that, a lot of you feel that there's a lot of options here, but with that Nine of Swords, I feel you're clearing the way, because it is, there was a card of transformation, and I feel this Five of Wands is really about you just battling yourself. I just feel that it's really you who is just too wrapped up in your own negativity or circular thinking, something along that line. I don't feel like it's an external battle. We also have, as I said, the Seven of Cups. So again, I feel that there's a lot of options ahead of you, still a lot of anxiety, still feeling a little wrapped up into your problems here, probably about that second week. But overall, I do feel that, you're coming out of it for sure, because we do have the Death card, so the transformation is taking place. So I feel like part of that struggle might be you actually releasing a part of your old self, realizing that enable for you to go forward, you're going to have to let go of this old person that you once were, because you're moving into new territory. And so again, it's a time of reinvention. And so that transformation can be really difficult and challenging. And again, with the Two of Wands, I feel like you have a choice to make. You have to really let go of that old self to be able to move forward here, with the Two of Wands. But again, there's a progression. So it does go from the Two to the Three of Wands, which you'll see further out here. But I feel this is you coming through in your own reading. You're really getting clarity. Could be also a power couple. It could also represent this is somebody you're in alliance with both the King and Queen of Swords. So, this could be the union or the partnership or the alliance, the strategic alliance, that is coming through, or again, somebody you're in contract with, that is helping you to get something else off the ground or to advance it in some way. But it's about progressing it forward with the Three of Wands. And I do feel for some of you, if this is relating to a legal matter, that may involve a Libra, or maybe it's just a legal matter in general, I just feel that the outcome with the Knight of Swords action here, which is following up, is going to lead you into a positive. I feel that you're getting clarity with that Knight. It's an actionable card as well, and you're winning. And there's some kind of money I feel that's involved here, because you not only have the Ten of Pentacles, for those that are involved in a bit of a court case, it's favorable. Plus you also have the Wheel of Fortune, so things are moving in your favor. So for others, you need to be fair and, continue to be firmly committed to your goals and remain resourceful and strategic. And you'll have gains that are not too far out in that distant future. I feel like it is more of a longer project though. So, the gains are probably within like a 6-month sort of turnaround. I don't feel like it's something that's that close that you're gaining. There might be trickles of money that show up, as little gifts here and there, just because there is a fair number of pentacles. But I feel like the final 10 of Pentacles is really a little further out before that reward manifests. So, but again, I feel that there's some kind of monetary gain that could be headed your way, a little further out. I would say probably within that 4 to 6 month range, rather than, something within a few weeks. But there is quite a few, pentacles, as I said. So I do feel there might be some small gains here, maybe even in March. But whatever those gains are, it seems to be centered around a partnership, or again, this union or this contract. It's somehow central to that. And again, it's going to lead to some kind of celebratory, feeling, if not an actual celebration. But we also have the Three of Wands. So I feel with the Three of Wands, again, you're expanding. So it did go from the 2 to the 3. So there's movement in the first 2 weeks, which for sure will have to carry out through to the third and fourth week of February, because you're expanding on the ideas. But there is growth, again, with the Seven of Pentacles and the Eight of Cups. I just feel that you're transforming, period. And again, with the Three of Wands, this is progressive. And so I feel that you're releasing the difficulties that you were dealing with. And I just feel that you're thinking more clearly with a lot of the swords coming up here. And again, strategic. I feel that you're really strongly being strategic with the Five of Swords. There might be some sacrifices involved here, but over the long haul, I feel that you're able to manage it. But I still feel that there's that back and forth energy with the Five of Swords coupled with the Moon card, as well as the Conflict card, the Three of Swords. For some of you, this could speak to a third party of some sort. It could be somebody who got into your business and really caused some foul play or did some underhanded things. There might have been a little bit of a betrayal going on there regarding a business partnership or a coupleship of some sort, partnership in business, whatever it is for you, however it resonates. It just felt like it resulted in some hurtful words anyway. And definitely, something came to light, I feel, with the Moon card and the Three of Swords. So, and again, it was coupled with the Five of Swords. So I just feel like there's some issues there that were really heavy for you to deal with in that first couple of weeks. And again, you're getting past it here with the 8. You're finding balance. You're able to, move away from that space of difficulty. But you also, as I said, you're growing, and this is the Seven of Pentacles coming through a couple of different times here. So I definitely feel that you're getting clarity with that with the Ace of Swords. And I feel a lot of you are just releasing difficult thinking, and maybe there was moodiness and that kind of thing. But I just feel like you're coming through with a lot more clarity. And I feel that, again, somehow that union is so relevant that maybe it's somebody who understands you. Maybe it was somebody who, was a good ear for you while you're going through these challenging times. But also for others of you, this is a card that can represent employment. So for those of you that have put out your resumes and that kind of thing, and you're seeking employment, I feel that you should be hearing of a job in the first 2 weeks of February. Now, whether or not it's an ideal job, that remains to be seen. It's still an opportunity, though, that's coming through. But an old job, that I feel that a lot of you, an old job maybe sustaining you and their security, still coming through with that Queen of Pentacles. But for others of you, this is still, this could be just something new that you're wanting to try with that Ace of Swords, or a new idea that's come through, or something's coming through that's clear in your mind now. But again, I still feel for the most part, first 2 weeks, you're pretty secure. Don't feel like there's any real issues on the monetary front. I feel that you are also still developing your talents here, because we do have the High Priestess. So there's it's a quiet card, not really an action card. So I feel that there is, this is, again, you're developing your talents. There's still a lot of things that, may still need to be coming through, intuitively for you to keep progressing ahead, because with the Eight of Swords, so many eights, there's a lot of changes here to, that you're dealing with. And again, they're painful ones because there's a lot of swords. So emotionally, I feel that it's taking some, I don't feel like it's so much the effort so much as it's the emotional wounding of some sort. And again, it's self-imposed. It's a lot of you just putting this heaviness in your heart and having to contend with some of those issues. But with the Judgment card coming through, I feel like you're not yet fearless about the changes that you feel. I believe that you sense that they're coming, because there's just so many cards of Eight of Swords and, walking away and moving forward and moving onward. And the Three of Wands expanding from the Two of Wands. There's just so much movement forward, especially in that first 2 weeks, which I suspect is going to have to trail over into the last 2 weeks of February as well. But I just feel you're about to begin a new life, and a new way of making money is in the works. But you're not yet in a place where you can firmly plant yourself. And maybe that's where there's difficulty. Maybe that's where you feel like your foundation isn't quite secure. Because again, there's so many cards of you finishing up a cycle. You're finishing up something that has been painful for you on an emotional level. And again, the Hermit, you're doing a lot of introspection, you're pulling back, and you're really looking for some answers here. So again, that Hermit card suggests that you're going to have to leave behind or sacrifice the old self or the old negative patterns, and able to, latch on and move up to this new energy that's coming in for you. I did feel there's a lot of water energy coming in here also for the month of February, for those first 2 weeks, and it's also with the Queen of Cups. If that's relevant to you, this could represent as a Pisces involved, but more specifically, it could be, again, somebody who presents as a romantic or, emotional, artistic, sign, somebody who's literary, loves music, that kind of thing, poetic. But it's a fairly emotional person overall, and if that's relevant for you as a person, then take that as it relates to your circumstances. But moving on to the oracle cards, and just maybe before I finish up with and going into those, just to reiterate, for most of you, it feels like you're making something possible or achieving a level of growth by overcoming conflict and emotional drama in those first 2 weeks, as clarified by the Three of Swords. So I feel like you've addressed the core issues here that were hidden by the Moon card, which is helping you to change course and adapt to the difficulty with the Eight of Cups. You're letting things go. So again, it's clarified with the Seven of Pentacles and the Three of Wands. You're definitely expanding and moving ahead. You're growing. I feel you've achieved some growth on more than one front: psychological, emotional, as well as in your business life and creatively, is what I was trying to say there too. But you're working together, I feel, with somebody who's a strong alliance or strong union or a really good support system, and able to move ahead. So it's, I feel like you're moving ahead with a new strategy. You might be implementing some new ideas as well into an existing idea, but you're continuing to put the effort in to finish what you started. So again, there was that progression of Pentacles. So I feel that there is certainly teamwork or support, and there's a lot of clarity coming through with the Swords energy. So in that first 2 weeks, you might be socializing more, deepening some bonds, or really relying on your support network to stabilize, but you're stable financially overall, and that will help you to stay the course and know, where you need to go, or where you need to place your, allocate your time. So certainly, again, there's a lot of cards of balance, so I don't feel there's too much that's out of your control within that first 2 weeks at all. So the next cards out are the Oracle cards by Sandra Ann Taylor, and this speaks to you being patient again. And of course, that makes sense to me with the Three of Wands. That's also a card of waiting. And of course, you had the Knight of Pentacles, which is slow-moving money coming in. You're just building momentum this month. But with the Three of Wands also suggesting a waiting period for greater gains, it makes sense that you've got the card of patience. But there's definite movement this month, because you're either completing a book, a chapter, or you're getting paperwork in order for presentation, or whatever it is that speaks to completion for you, but you're moving it to the next level. So I feel this card presents, because I feel that many of you are feeling overly anxious as well this month on some front, as I mentioned. And certainly we also have the Tower card, which is also relevant in the Oracle cards as the Storm warning. So again, I just feel that it's speaking to, for some of you, it's an emotional overload. It does feel like a definite emotional issue. And it could also be involving a woman or man, but somebody who is, a very strong relationship to you, because we've got a woman holding a heart. So again, doesn't have to be the energies of a female, but somebody who's very, closely connected to you. Again, could be, the Libra, Gemini, Pisces, Aquarius sort of energy that was around you as well. It doesn't have to be those signs, but it could be just, characteristics that are relevant to those astrological signs. But I feel that it has to do with some kind of a connection or a bond, family, friend, lover, loved one. As I said, somebody that you're really close with, where there's some kind of an argument, I would say, that probably erupted with that Three of Swords. There was a conflict. I feel that you're standing up for yourself as the Page of Swords, but definitely it does feel like there was a challenge on some level there. But either way, I feel that for the most part, you're going to redirect your energy back to your goals, but you are definitely protected with the third chakra, Archangel, I'm going to mispronounce this, Shamuel. But either way, this card does represent, a deepening of those connections. And so I feel like there's some kind of restorative energy with those unions or with those connections. So whatever that issue was that became, one of conflict, I feel that you're able to, and again, whether that was related to your business or your personal life, I do feel that you're able to forge a stronger bond in business, and get some kind of a new beginning of some sort, so that there is a stronger alliance to that relationship, and it becomes more of a support again for you, and that you're close enough to this person so that you can, move ahead and feel like you're supported and there's a good foundation and you're stable again. Because again, there were so many cards that spoke to, balance. And of course, with the Caring Connections card, all of that follows in the same vein, that everything related around the month of February for sure is about your connections to somebody and some deep relationship or bond, or somebody who's just really close to you, and there's some kind of a new beginning there. And again, this could be just somebody who's an alliant, who's a good confidant for you, somebody that you're really that listens to you and understands you, someone that you feel helps you to find this new direction. So again, that's all the cards I have for you. And so that's what I have for the month of February, or I should say for the first 2 weeks of February, and for you Gemini. So stay tuned for the latter portion of February, career, money, finance, from February 15th to February 28th. And keep moving forward. I should have that video out here for you very shortly. Stay safe.